Welcome to New Wealth Masters. My name is Shane and I'm your host today. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please consider subscribing. What I do is in each and every video I share wealth tactics, tips, all that kind of stuff, all from the book of Proverbs. At least 90% of it is from the book of Proverbs. The other 10% is from my own personal experience. So what I hope to do with this whole channel is I want to be able to build a platform that actually shares with other people on how to actually help other people. Maybe they live paycheck to paycheck, maybe they're poor, maybe they're impoverished, whatever it is. But the goal, of course, of this channel is to be able to allow you to share the information that I teach with other people. And feel free to comment below. If you like this type of content, please consider giving a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, as I mentioned. So let's just dive in. Why did I create this channel? Again, I created this channel because I felt that there was a need out there to be real, for one, and to be able to share wealth truths from the Bible without any attachment. I don't need any of your money whatsoever. So this isn't an advertisement for a course or anything like that. This is just me sharing what I've learned from the book of Proverbs. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the fear of God. The fear of God is the foundation of true knowledge. So if you aren't a Christian, maybe you don't go to church, maybe you don't believe in anyone outside of our physical realm, hopefully I could persuade you in some ways to think a little bit bigger. So why the fear of God? Why is that important? In the book of Proverbs, it talks about fearing God is the beginning of having a foundation for knowledge. If you get to a point where you actually have a healthy, reverential fear of God, that allows you to be able to exercise some of the rules, some of the regulations, all that kind of stuff that actually govern this earth. And I'll share more about that in videos to come. But when you have a foundation where you actually fear God, and it's a healthy fear, it's not something where you're just walking around trembling, waiting for God to snuff you out. But it's actually respecting the fact that He's out there. Once you start with that foundation and you ask for wisdom in everything you do, and you ask for discernment, you ask for understanding, if you do that, whether that's in the morning, maybe you're meditating with that purpose of asking God, saying, I have a problem. I have a business problem. Finances are tight. I have credit card debt. I have all this stuff going on. I need answers. And I need answers today. I don't need answers a year from now, 2 years from now. I don't have time to take all these courses online. Please give me wisdom and discernment. And in the book of Proverbs, it says that if you actually ask God for wisdom and discernment, He will actually give it to those who are diligently seeking Him. What does that mean? That just means simply coming at it from an open heart, an honest heart. It doesn't matter what you believe. You just have to be in a position where you're like, you know what? I need an answer. Because here's the situation. And I've tried everything on my own, and nothing's working. So I'm asking whoever's out there, God, Jesus, somebody, somewhere, help me. And believe it or not, God is actually out there, and He's actually listening for those people that are diligently seeking Him for advice on how to start a new business, on how to pay their taxes. Maybe it's a relationship, how to find a new spouse, maybe it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. He is there waiting to give you his knowledge, his wisdom, because he runs the whole earth and he knows what's going on. He's always watching us 24 hours a day. He watches everything that we do. You think Google watches everything? God watches everything that we do, good or bad, and he's calculating everything. So if you rip someone off and you come to God and you ask him for favor or for help or wisdom, you're not going to get it. That's not how it works. But if you come to him with a pure heart and you basically, again, you're open, you're like an open book, you're not trying to hide anything. And if you did feel like you've offended him in some way or you made a mistake or something, it's okay to share that. Say, hey, God, I messed up. Please forgive me. And I want to come clean with you. I want to be able to provide for my family, which is very biblical. Being able to provide for your house, your home, your pets, everything. That is biblical. That is truth. And God wants nothing better than to help you with that situation. But you just got to come clean with him. That's all it is. And if you've been ripped off with someone, don't be upset at them, because God knows what has happened in your situation as well. And he'll deal with that. And I'll explain how that happens in other videos. It may not be today, may not be tomorrow, could be down the road somewhere, but those people that are ripping you off will be dealt with. I'm not talking about lightning bolts and that kind of stuff, but there's a principle that if you are ripping people off, especially poor people, if you're ripping them off, you will be found out. Eventually, God will find out. And your wealth, whatever you've built up because you're ripping people off, will eventually start to dissolve away from your bank account, and it'll get into the hands of people that can manage money 10, 20, 30 times better than you. And they'll actually use that money to help the poor. So think about it. If you're wondering why your bank account is so low, maybe you're not exercising proper business practices. I'm not saying that you're ripping people off, but maybe there's something missing here. Maybe you're spending a little bit frivolous. And I know some people get upset at saying that. Like, they don't like the idea of saving more than you spend and all this kind of stuff. Or sorry, saving more than you earn, spending less than you make. Some people don't like that. They're like, that's my choice. I want to be able to spend money on whatever I feel like it. You can do that, but it's only going to be for a little while. It's going to be for a short while, and then pretty soon the choices that you have are going to be diminished, and you're only going to have one choice, and that is to find either employment, to continue to work at your job. Those are the only choices, because your bills are going to be piling up. So what you want to be able to focus on, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is to fear God, to have a healthy respect for consequences. If you can't handle the idea of God being out there watching you all the time, think about consequences. If I do A plus B plus C, that will equal D. And that usually means if you're ripping this person off and you're ripping that person off and this person and that, eventually you're going to get found out. You could get fired from work, you could get let go, downsized, whatever it is. But if you follow the principles that I share, which are in the book of Proverbs, so if you have a Bible, go to the center of the Bible and you can find Proverbs. And in there, it talks about the foundation is the fear of God. Once you start that, now you can start building on it. You know, we can share in other videos on how do you actually feed the poor. Maybe you don't have any money at all. You don't have 2 pennies to rub together. You don't have 2 loonies to rub together, whatever it is. If you start thinking about focusing on asking God for wisdom and understanding and discernment, He will actually give you a way out of your situation. May not be instantaneous, but it will happen. All you got to do is ask. Sometimes we don't get what we don't have because we don't ask. And I'm not talking about asking for a Lamborghini and all this kind of stuff. I'm not talking about get rich schemes and all that stuff, or The Secret and all the hidden stuff. I'm not talking about any of that. All I'm saying is, if you have a humble heart and it's open, and you approach the Creator in this way, and you say, I need help. I need help with my finances. I don't know who you are personally, but I need your help. If you do that, He will reach out to you. I honestly believe that. So that's all I'm going to share in this video. If you like this type of content, please give me a thumbs up, and feel free to comment if there's something you want me to talk about. I will address that as well. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.